I'm Avinashmeshram, entrepreneur, author, blogger and booktuber. Today we are going to talk about how to write a book. This video is specifically designed for aspiring authors or the writers who want to write a book one day or the other in their life. I want to make clear that in the field of creativity, the only rule is there is no rule. You can find some things work out for some person, other things work out for other person. So there is no rule book to follow a rules. This. These are the rules. You follow that and your book becomes the bestseller. It is not going to happen. There are stories who are not as good as they should be and still those books are bestsellers. As well as there are stories, I have read stories who are not bestsellers and yet the books are really good. So there is no specific set of rules that you need to follow, but I can say that there is a checklist. If you follow that checklist and if you do this, that is, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, and if you fulfill all, if you check all the boxes on that checklist, then there is a great possibility that your book would do better than someone else's book who did not do all those things. Okay, so what I am going to tell you is not a rule book, it is a checklist. And since there is a lot to talk about when it comes to the process of book writing, it is not just a talk of 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So this video is going to be really long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this video into series of small videos. Okay, so if I cut the video in between abruptly, please do not mind because I would just check the time and I'll cut it. I'll post it in the next part then. So it would be a series of videos of length around 15 minutes each. Before that, if you are new to my channel, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. So let us start. First thing that you need to do if you want to write a book is think commercial. Now, what do you mean by think commercial? Many people who are into the field of writing, who I got in touch when I decided to publish my own book, told me that I should not write a book to earn money. In my research, whatever I did on Google or on YouTube, I also heard that there were also people who said that I should not do this for money. And there were also few who said that I should keep money in my mind. And among the two, for those who said I should not do this for money and those who said I should keep money in my mind, they did not say I should do this for money. They said that I should keep money in my mind. I agree with those who said I should keep money in my mind. Because, see, I'll tell you the personal experience of my life. I read the first book when I was 10. I wrote the first poem when I was 12. And I wrote my first novel when I was 13. But I published my first novel when I was 33. Today I am 34. So there is a gap of 20 years in between from deciding to write something and deciding to publish it. There is a gap of 20 years. Why? Because I never thought of it as a career. I always thought of it as a hobby. And since I thought of it as a hobby, I wrote or I thought of stories when I got free time. And rest of the time I utilized or I used up to find career for myself. Since writing was not a career for me at that time. And you know, when you are struggling in life to achieve some goal, you do not get free time. And hence writing always became the secondary part, and it became a part for which I never got time. And finally, after a long gap of 20 years, I decided that no matter what happens, I need to give time to writing. And for that, I decided that I need to have certain goals when it comes to writing. So I am not writing for money, okay? But I am also not writing because I want to write something. I do think that my novel should get commercial and it should earn some money for me so that I can give more time to writing. So that is why I believe that if you want to write a book, you need to think commercial so that you can think better for your writing. That is the first thing. Second thing is, when you write, if you are writing as a hobby, you would write something that you would like. But if you are writing with a perspective of selling it to people and earning something from it, you would write something that would readers like to read. Okay. And what is more important? it is more important to write something that people would like to read, because if you write something, and doesn't matter how good it is, but if it is not good enough for someone else to be loved, so I don't think that it is good enough then. It might be good for you and you can keep it with you, and just for example, I write poems, but I believe that I think that they are not good enough to be read by anyone else, so I do not publish them. And in that case, I don't care how I write them or when I write them or how short or how long are they. I just write them for my own satisfaction. And I give them to a few people who I know to read, who are interested in reading poems, and they told me that they are good and I should publish them, but I still don't publish them because I personally do not feel that they are worth publishing. So I write them as a hobby, and then I don't care how I write them. But when it comes to book, since I'm publishing it, I think about what a reader would expect from me, or what a reader would expect from my book, and I write it with the reader's perspective. That is the difference when you think commercially. So now, second point in my list is plot. Now there is again, I have read or heard some authors saying that one should not write a plot. I have read or heard some authors saying one should write a plot. I personally believe that one should definitely write a plot. And the reasons behind it is, when you write a plot, you can actually connect your story from the beginning till the end. It won't happen that you just start writing and in the middle you forget something, or you forget to connect the story, or you are not getting how should it move ahead, or you write something in the first half and in the second half you write something else, because usually we take 3 months or 4 months or 6 months to finish a story. So if suppose something you have written in the first month and then something you are writing in the last month, you might not remember what you had written at that time, and hence it might create a loophole in your book when you write it without a plot. You can find books where you can see logic missing, where you can see loopholes, where you can see that you will feel that this should have been a little different or that should have been a little different. So when you have a plot, you actually know where to start, what is the middle and what is the end. Then you can elaborate it, or you can connect the story properly. And in plot, what you have to keep in mind, there should be 3 things that you keep in mind while deciding for the plot of a book. First one, there should be a beginning. There should be a proper start that would impress your reader. Second, there should be a grip in your novel. Means, you can understand what grip is, right? When a reader is reading your book, he should feel like to go ahead. He should feel curious, or he should feel attracted towards the novel. And third, there should be a twist in your book. Now, it is not necessary that you should always have a twist in your book. Some books are there who are predictable or who are smooth and they do not have twists or anything, and still they are good. But I believe a twist or something, some ups and downs in the novel makes a reader get attracted towards the novel. So I particularly believe that there should be a start, grip and twist in a novel. Then the next thing that you should do before writing a novel is research. Sorry, I just want to make things clear that we are dividing this series into 3 parts. I forgot to mention it in the beginning. So we are dividing this series into 3 parts. Part 1, things you need to do before writing the novel, things you need to do while writing the novel, and things you need to do after finishing your novel. Now, in this video, whatever I am discussing are the things that you have to do before writing your novel. So thinking commercially and thinking about the plot are 2 things that you have to think before writing your novel. Then the third thing that you have to do before starting to write is research. Always do your research. There should be a reason behind everything that you write in novel. There are certain things that we write because we want to impress our readers, or that particular thing we think that it is good to write. That is a different part. But there are a lot of things that should have a reason. Today, I'm going to crucify my own novel to give you proper examples and explain everything. And I'm going to be giving a lot of spoilers. So at least you can do is like the video. Okay? So this is my novel. I don't need reasons, I need you. This is Ekansh and this is Shalini. So this is a romance of Ekansh and Shalini. So this novel takes part in IIT Bombay. So there is a reason why did I choose IIT Bombay. So I chose IIT Bombay because I studied in IIT, so I could properly explain the life of IIT and the life of Ekansh and Shalini in IIT. So it was easy for me. Why? Second thing, why IIT Bombay in particular? So first I studied there, and second I have seen Mumbai. So whenever I knew that sometimes 2 or 3 times Ekansh and Shalini meet outside IIT or they go outside IIT. I wanted to be able to explain where they go or what they see or the ambience, the atmosphere. I wanted to be able to explain it. See, I can write anything. I'm going to give you the example of Inception here. Inception is a really good movie. I hope you have seen it. If you have not, watch it. It is a good movie. So in that movie, there is a dialogue that Leonardo DiCaprio tells a girl, I don't remember the name of the girl, and the plot of Inception is basically they create a dream world. So Leonardo DiCaprio tells the girl, who is a creator, to never to use the things that she sees in real life into the dream world that she is creating. And the reason behind that is, he thinks that if you see real life things in your dream world, you get attracted towards it and you start to believe that it is the reality. And that is why he tells her to avoid using anything real or anything she has experienced in real life into the dream world, so that they know that it is a dream world. So if we reverse this theory into books, if you write everything imaginary, and if you are writing a fiction, if you are writing a fairy tale and if you are writing a fantasy fiction, then obviously everything is imaginary. That is a different part. But if you are writing realistic fiction, just like I have written this book, and you are not writing things that people have seen or people have experienced or people can connect to, then they might like reading your work, but they would not feel connected towards your novel. So that is why it is better to use realistic things. So since I had seen IIT, I had been into IIT Bombay and I had seen Mumbai very well, that is why I chose my plot to be IIT Bombay and Mumbai. That was the reason. So this is Avinash Meshram. I'll continue about this series in my next video. I'll post a video every Tuesday and Saturday at 4 p.m. And if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Thank you.